I just tap into the collective energy. So let me just get set up really fast for that. And I always like to ask for a blessing for anybody watching this video to hear and receive the information that is most helpful for their highest and best good and any healing that they are requiring. And just being asked to be guided for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so when I'm first putting up, just looking at the collective energy, I'm getting like a really beautiful sky blue, and they were kind of showing me almost like a sphere of the blue color, just like really shining all around. So let me just kind of ask and see what that is representing for the collective. The words that they're saying with that is finding your voice and speaking your truth, and you'll understand just kind of what your intuition is telling you. And I'm also just hearing speaking your truth, sharing your voice as far as what really works for you and what doesn't. This energy has kind of been around for the last several months. I know that term has come through in different ways, shapes, and forms in some of the other previous monthly videos, but for March, it really sounds like sharing your truth, sharing your voice, and that's who you can trust as far as how it's received from the world around you. So as you share your truth, as you share your voice, you have an insight as far as what is the right alignment for you. Not to say, other people are wrong and you're right, but you'll just understand those people, situations, and places that are really supportive and alignment for you. So you're going to have more comfortable energy sharing your voice, sharing your truth. And it feels like this is kind of a newer energy for a lot of people, because in the past, many people have felt limited as far as what they can say, what they can share, for worry about some type of backlash or some type of being reprimanded in some way, shape, or form. And when you're speaking from your heart and you're sharing your voice, you're sharing your truth, there's going to be less reprimandation for that, is what they're saying, and more of alignment. So we're going to be feeling less judged for what we have to say. So that's some of the energy I'm seeing for March of 2023. Let me just kind of ask, what is helpful for the collective to know? Or what does the collective need to know? Similar lines, I'm hearing following your truth and knowing your truth. And so it really is that journey inward at this time. Some of you kind of felt that through February, where you were really focused in on, I think they called it your glow up, really aligning to what does your body need? What does your mind need? What does your soul need? What do your relationships need? What do you just on an individual person need? And now that we're coming into March, you have an understanding of that. And some of that sharing your voice, sharing your truth is really speaking into what is supportive for you, because I'm hearing we are creating new structures and situations that are more conducive and more in alignment to what really supports us. And we're seeing that in our workplace, we're seeing that in our relationships, we're seeing that in how we're getting education. So really going inward for yourself and recognizing what's an alignment for you. What is your truth? What's coming to my mind right now for the past, for some people, maybe they had this journey that for them to work out, they have to go and push really, really hard and really go past their limits. And maybe that worked for a little time. And now they're realizing now that just doesn't work for their body, and something a little more gentle is what their body is craving. And as they give that to their body, they just start to feel really good. And the results they worked so hard for years before just kind of happen a little bit more flow. So not to say you won't be putting an effort into anything, but you'll see it's almost like working smarter versus harder. And I gave the workout example as just one, but this is going to be showing up in many areas. So in your relationships, in your time for yourself, in what you're using or what you're choosing to feed your mind with, how you're spending your time at work, what are ways that you can work smarter versus harder. So you're really going to be tapping inward on that and sharing your truth about that, first and foremost, to yourself. It's not so much of following what, quote unquote, you're supposed to be doing, but what is really in alignment I find that word is a really great question to ask. Like, what's an alignment for me, for the situation, for this job, like whatever the noun you want to use in that, just ask what's an alignment and you will be shown the answer. However you get the information, you'll get it, whether it's a thought in your mind or a feeling, or maybe the answer is going to come to your awareness through maybe another person or something that you read, and you'll be like, that's the answer. So just be aware of your truths coming to the surface even more so than it has in the past, and you're going to feel more comfortable owning it, which is very exciting. So let me just see if there's anything to watch out for the month of March 2023 for the collective. So they're giving me the term the slow fade. So let me just ask what the slow fade means, because that seems very, very vague. What they're kind of showing me is the slow fade of these things that are not in alignment crumbling away. And that's going to show up in all those categories that we just talked about, in your relationships, within yourself, how you move your body, how you feed your body, the time that you're spending at work and the things that you're doing. So you're going to see a slow fade of the things that are not in alignment and are not working. So to watch out for that, not to be worried about it. And it could be relationships changing. It could be, your job changing. There's going to be a slow fade of where you're going to realize this is not in alignment. This is not where I want to be headed anymore. This is not what's working. Or you're going to realize, other things need to fade out so you can focus more energy in other directions, whether that's with your family, whether that's with something else. So you're going to see things slowly fade away as far as what is important. If you had a hierarchy of things that are important in your life, in your daily life, you're going to see the slow fade of all those things that no longer are important for you. And you're going to see that in a lot of categories. So I gave some very general ones, but you might see that in smaller ones, whether it's, I used to buy all these things, or I used to have all these subscriptions, and now it's almost like a decluttering. It's a slow fade out of all of those things are just no longer in alignment. So just know you don't have to do the stage 5 clinger, holding on really, really tightly to what was familiar and what you were comfortable with. Learning to get uncomfortable and learning to let go of, maybe you did it because that's what you've always done. There's going to be a slow fade of those things if it's not meant for you in the future. So watch out for that. Be mindful of that, and just know that you do have a choice in those things, and you'll feel it. You'll know it, what needs to stay and what needs to go. So letting those things go. Let me just ask if there's any last messages for the collective for March 2023. The word they're giving me is fulfillment. And they were showing me the heart chakra and just really feeling like an overabundance of gratitude when I was actually setting my energy up for this video. The word that came through really strongly was gratitude. And so we're going to feel this fulfillment within our heart. Within our heart chakra, if we're letting ourselves align to these things, as far as sharing our voice, knowing our truth, speaking our truth, not hiding ourselves back, letting those things fade away that aren't working, we're going to actually feel that fulfillment of those things. We're going to have an actual palpable confirmation that this is the right choice. And it's going to give you more encouragement on an energetic space to keep going down these paths, even if some of those goodbyes and those fadeaways might be challenging, might be tough, or might even just be sad. So just know you're going to still feel fulfillment as you are aligning stronger and stronger. And what they're also saying is wishes being fulfilled as well. So I can't remember if it was Corey or Peyton just kind of said, letting your imagination really lead the show. And I think this has been shared in other videos that we've made, but what does your heart want? Where is letting your imagination lead the way, and get excited that your heart can receive the fulfillment and its wishes. And it's really up to us to align to what feels right, what feels good. So just know you have the power to make these choices, and you're a sovereign being, and you got this.